Alright, so this is my first video on Adobe After Effects, and I'm going to show you how to put text in the background behind passing people. Alright, so I'm going to drag and drop my footage into a new composition, and then I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate it. And now you can see my footage has shown up in the viewer, but it isn't showing the entire thing. So I'm going to go down to the bottom left where it currently says 100% and bring up the drop down menu and select Fit up to 100%. This will make it so that the video is as large as possible within the viewer. Now I'm going to go to the top left hand corner and select the T for text, and this will make a new window pop up. Now as you can see, it's not very good for working in because it makes the viewer very small. So I'll go to the top right hand corner and select a new workspace. I'm going to select text because that is what I'm going to be working with primarily. As you can see, viewing window is much larger and the text tools are on the right hand side of the screen. Now I'm going to go into the viewer window and click and drag to create a new text box, and I'm going to type in some text. Now I'll highlight my text and go over to the character window and begin using that to edit the way the text looks. Click and scrub on the text size to change it without typing in a number. Now I want the text to blend into the background, so I'm going to select the eyedropper and then pick the color of the wood beams. Now that looks alright, but there's a lot more we can do to it. I'm going to go and get the regular selection tool again, and I'm going to go down to the layers panel, and I'm going to make the text three-dimensional by clicking on the checkbox beneath the cube. Now the three axes will have shown up on the viewer, indicating that it is three-dimensional. Now what I want to do is go up to the left-hand corner and select the rotation tool. Now I can go down to the text and rotate on a singular axis, or I can rotate it freely. I'm going to start by rotating on the y-axis so that the text looks like it is even with the background. And then as you can see from the perspective I shot the footage at, there is a slight slant because at some point there would be a vanishing point far off of the screen. So I'm going to have to rotate on the z-axis a little bit as well. Now that looks pretty good. It looks like the text is on the wall. But there's going to be a problem with this, and that's where the duplicated layer of the footage comes in. I'm going to go down to the timeline in the bottom right hand corner and move the time forward. As you can see, when my subject comes into the picture and walks across the text, it goes on top of him and not behind him as if it were on the wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the text layer and put it beneath the top footage layer. Then I'll select the top footage layer. Now what I need to do is apply an effect, so I'm going to grab the Effects and Presets window and I'm going to drag it up so that I can see it. Now the effect that I want is going to be underneath Keying, and it's the color range effect. So I'll just double click on that and that will apply it to my selected layer. Now I have to select which color I'm going to key out. So I'll get the eyedropper tool from the effects window and just select the color of the background. And as you can see, there's my text again. The black area in the preview window here is the area that has been keyed out. Now I'm going to move time forward again so that my subject is in the window. As you can see, the text goes behind him, but it isn't very good. The shadow covers it up. Now I'm going to have to go into several of the options for the color range effect to make it so that all of the background is keyed out while my subject isn't. You just have to experiment with the values in here to get what you want selected. There's no surefire way to say this number is going to make it exactly what you want. And as you can see, all of the options in there can have a great effect on it. Now I've gotten it so that almost all of the background is keyed out and my subject isn't. But this isn't perfect, especially because of the way I've shot this. The color of my subject's shirt is too close to the background. I couldn't successfully leave that in while keying out the background. Consequently, the letters show through when his shirt's over them. So I'm going to have to make a compromise, and I'm going to have to drag my text above where his shirt crosses. Now it looks pretty good. It goes behind him and doesn't show through at any point. But because I moved its position, I'm going to have to change the way it looks a bit. Check out part 2 of this video as I show you how to make the text appear and disappear. If you like this video, you can check out more at this site, or you can go to myspace.com/RPSHISSL for all of my videos.